All right. So what we did 2 days ago for our meeting was we used the annotation tools on Zoom, and what we did was we drafted teams. There was three different teams. They drafted our coaches drafted the teams, but we had a team leader, and then we asked everyone from each of the three levels to come up and present. So our defensive line, a linebacker, and a defensive back came up. And what we did was we did 10 rounds of this. We had we gave the front, the movement, and the coverage, and then we had the kids use the annotation tools to draw. So what we did with each level had a different color. So we use the annotation tools. You're able to pick different color lines, straight line, curvy lines, different colors. So this is our flathead front. Fishes tell us that we're in a 4-down front. The F in flathead tells us that we're setting it to the field. And for this example, we'll talk about our Norway movement so that your kids are able to draw lines. Norway, for us, tells our nose that he's going to exchange gaps here. So we would have the D line guy, whoever the representative was drawing that. Meantime, the linebacker with a different color was, in this example, let's go flathead, our cover three. He's drawing his responsibility in the pass game as an inside two player, while our defensive backs there are drawing up their responsibility in terms of their coverage for our cover three. So once we had that done, then we add the kid, they had 40 seconds to present it. We used the arrow tool. So the defensive line guy came in and said, okay, this is how we set our front. We use the arrow because I don't believe everyone that is watching it on Zoom doesn't see how the arrow follows. So the arrow tool allows you to be like, okay, I'm talking about the D end here. He's working to the C gap, all right? The nose on the Norway is exchanging gaps, becoming a three technique. The tackle stays in his gap, the bob stays in him, all right? Then our linebackers came up and said, okay, here's our Mike. He's set to the boundary. He's an inside two player. He owns an A gap in the run. Here's the Will. He's an A gap run player, and he is an inside two player to the field. And then your defensive back guy came up and said, hey, the corners are your deep third players. Free is rotating high, and our rover and our dog are our inside one players. So that is how we use the annotation tools. We graded it like if the front was right, that was a point. If the movement was right, that's a point. And if the coverage was all matched up, that was a point. And we competed with our kids. So it allowed using the annotation tools with our huddle playbook tools, and created some interesting learning, allowed our kids to kind of get up on a chalkboard. Now, what I did before was I drew up these formations in our defensive structure just to take, because it is kind of tedious to draw formations, and it's kind of sloppy if you were to do this on a whiteboard through Zoom. So we kind of took a lot of that out of it and just allowed them to draw the lines that they needed to do to show where they were moving to and what their coverage responsibilities were.